Spring is the time of year for horse owners to reevaluate their vaccine regimens. Diseases are out there that threaten your prized animals, but they're preventable. Dr. Heather Roney is a veterinarian and epidemiologist with the State Department of Agriculture, Trade, and Consumer Protection. She's in the Division of Animal Health, overseeing the state equine programs. Dr. Roney walks us through the health risks your horse may encounter this year.
When we talk about things like Eastern equine encephalitis, Triple E, or West Nile virus, those are viruses that are spread by mosquitoes. So it's important to get those vaccinations on board prior to the start of mosquito season. We do see differences year to year, and that may have to do with the weather and what those mosquito populations are up to. We had 19 cases total of arboviruses, including Triple E and West Nile virus last fall. And I'd love to see fewer in our equine population this year.
Those were actually huge numbers compared to years prior.
It really does vary. Some years we don't see any cases. Some years we see 20 cases. And whether that's due to reduced vaccination or weather or all of the above, we don't have maybe enough numbers to know for sure. But what we do know is that those diseases are very preventable with vaccination, and horses that are vaccinated see better outcomes. Of those 19 cases, none of those horses were considered fully vaccinated. They were either under vaccinated, having lapsed previous years. So even older horses that have been vaccinated for these diseases previously do need to get that booster every year for that immunity through peak mosquito season.
Is it deadly to horses, these viruses?
Unfortunately, yes. Triple E and West Nile virus result in neurologic symptoms in affected horses. Especially for Triple E, the mortality rate is very high. And even those that don't succumb to the disease often are affected with the lingering conditions for life.
You know, another thing to keep in mind, in addition to your vaccine program, just reducing the amount of mosquitoes on your property anyway. And there's a few ways you can do that if you want to put that on your spring landscaping to-do list. But I know DACAP recommends removing brush, making sure there's no standing water. What are some quick tips to reduce the mosquito population in general around the farm?
With the weather warming up and we're all eager to get back outside, finding areas where water collects on your property, overturning buckets or wheelbarrows, creating places where mosquitoes can't breed is definitely going to help reduce your burden in the peak of mosquito season.
It's not just the horses that'll appreciate fewer mosquitoes around the property, that's for sure. Dr. Heather Roney along with us. She's a veterinarian with the State Department of Agriculture, Trade, and Consumer Protection. For the Midwest Farm Report, I'm Stephanie Hoff.